Hello everybody, CholeraSC bringing you set 4, Bisu versus Odin here in SKT1 versus S.Khan, and this is really showing S.Khan's weakness, and it is the lack of a good Zerg player. They really need to acquire some depth in their Zerg lineup because Andromeda is a fairly Zerg-favored map against Protoss. It's actually 61%, there's a 61% of games between Zerg versus Protoss have ended in a win for the Zerg. However, they're fielding Odin, who doesn't really have that much experience. He's decent against Protoss, 47%. It's his best lineup, but that's not saying too much, though, is it? Bisu is, of course, the innovator against Zerg. He, of course, has made he is the eponym for the Bisu build, which is, of course, Forge Fast Expand into Corsair DT, and you know, that build, the Bisu build, has been figured out by a lot of Zerg players recently, but still Bisu continues to impress us with his solid Protoss versus Zerg play. It's his best lineup, 61%, and of course it's based on a lot more games than Odin has. The one thing Odin has working for him, though, is that Andromeda is Zerg favorite, like I said. You know, Andromeda, the reason I think it's Zerg favorite is because it's fairly easy to get 4 gas for the Zerg. You have, of course, your natural expansion in your main, and if you can pick up another natural expansion, it will definitely be it's relatively easy to hold with a couple of sunken colonies and lurkers. You have to go down that tunnel, go down, you know, a relatively narrow hallway to get to it, I guess. Not a hallway, but I guess path. And of course you have, and those are, you know, that is the nickname of Bisu, of course, the revolutionist, you know, creating the revolution against what was at that time the Zerg maestro, the Zerg emperor, Savior. Don't forget that. Bisu was the one who first dethroned Savior. And Bisu will be going for, I believe that is a Forge. Yes, that is a Forge. I thought for a second it was a Gateway, and I was like, okay, well, that could be different. And it looks like a 9 pull with gas here for Odin. Odin, of course, is the Zerg player in teal at the 11, and Bisu is the Protoss player in blue at the 1 o'clock location. So yeah, and if you could pick up a third base as a Zerg player, then you could easily get the gas behind it. So 4 gas Zerg, and also the middle of the map being fairly open, certainly benefits the Zerg against Protoss. And looks like, yeah, the Zerg is definitely going to get that speed upgrade as soon as possible. He's probably going to force Bisu to build 2 cannons. It looks like Bisu actually just building 1 cannon there. So he's going to have to be careful, though. He's going to have to certainly watch out for a run-by by Odin here. And we're going to see if Bisu I think is what he's doing is actually making sure those are Lings, although I don't see what else they could be. And we'll see if Bisu decides to put up a second cannon or to try to win with just, I guess, a probe block of some sort against these Zerglings. And looks like probably the Zerg player stopped mining gas. Yeah, the Zerg player stopped mining gas. He's going to pick up his hatchery now and go for that expansion at the bottom of the ramp. And there is a second cannon for Bisu, so Bisu is not going to try to hold off a 9 pool with just 1 cannon. That just wouldn't work. So I think the mission of the Zerg player has been accomplished in that his 9 pool has forced Bisu to put up 2 cannons, but looks like, actually, I was wrong. Odin is still mining gas, so he might be going for my favorite build. And I will reveal this because, well, what the hell? You guys already know what I do anyway. But he might be going for 2 hatchery Mutalisks, which is my favorite Zerg versus Protoss build. Much like I have my Cholera build, which is Zerg versus Terran 2 hatch fast lurkers, we could be seeing 2 hatch fast mutas here from Odin. Actually, we are going to see 2 hatch fast mutas. This is actually exactly what I like to do on when I play on Icy Cup at times. You know, obviously you have to deny the scout from the Protoss player, but if you can do this this 9 pull with speed into fast mutas, and if you can hold off scouting and catch the Protosses by surprise, you can finish them off once the mutas come out, or at least cripple their economy, maybe even pick off a couple buildings in their main. But in general, though, it is very risky and requires you to deny scouting at all costs. And Bisu, of course, is known for his scouting and known for his anticipation. Looks like Odin, yeah, he just has a couple. Look, notice how few drones he has. I think if you do this build, you're going to have maybe 11 drones total mining minerals, or 10 or something, and that's going to be it. Bisu setting up a 3rd cannon there just in case there was a run-by by those speedlings. And those speedlings are ready to intercept any probe that comes by. So Bisu has to really anticipate this. We'll see if Bisu decides to put up well, he probably will put up that early Stargate, but if he doesn't put up that early Stargate, he'll be in big trouble. Core going up now finally for Bisu, but it's going to be, this is very late actually. There's just, you know, he has no way of knowing this is coming, and the way you really deal with this is by putting up a lot of cannons as soon as possible once you see the Spire, because this is pretty much as fast as Zerg can go in terms of getting your Spire. This Cholera Zerg versus Protoss build, or I guess here the Odin is using it. But I will actually one day do some more videos of me playing. It's just I've had so little time between commentaries for this and for the OSL, doing those dual and triple commentaries, which I process, and also working full time. Don't forget. What else am I doing? Cleaning up my dog's accidents in my house, which is kind of gross, but that happens. Playing a little bit on Icy Cup. Yeah, a lot of you guys have seen me, and sorry if I ignore your PMs, because I'm just you know, I'm just I get a lot of PMs, and I don't really have time to play very often. So when I do get a chance to play, I do try to use my playing time as best as I can. Looks like all the Zerglings just doing a little dance there. That is cute by Odin. He has actually set each of the Zerglings on a different patrol move. So he's got his Zerglings in like a little disco there in the middle of the hallway. Meanwhile, though, Bisu has gone for the opening of it looks like a Corsair Reaver build there. So Corsair Reaver opening. Odin actually, interesting enough, not getting a second gas. So he's managed to save up enough minerals to pick up his second hatchery, second expansion rather, the mineral-only expansion. On the other hand, he's not going to have that much gas to produce more mutas. So these couple mutas are going to have to do it for him. He's going to need to do a lot of damage. Here comes the Mutalisk. Bisu spots us, of course. Bisu knows what's going on. It's the 2 hatchery mutas, and he's going to have to build some cannons really quickly. There's the first cannon trying to warp in there. Bisu needs to hold that cannon. Looks like the cannon will go down, so timing is not very good for Bisu here. We could see Bisu getting knocked out quickly. Bisu with just 1 Dragoon and 1 Corsair here. Dragoon's going to get taken out now. Cannon continuing to be warped in there. The cannon's going to go down. Bisu needs to run away. He needs to be really careful with these Corsairs. He needs to keep them alive against the Scourge. Now, looks like air superiority is whatchamacallit, Odin's, and Odin's going to actually, looks like he's going to aim for that Nexus, perhaps, try to take down that Nexus, which will certainly be crippling for Bisu, and might even be fatal for him. But like I said, the problem is Odin doesn't have, he didn't have enough minerals to build, more gas to build more Mutalisks, and looks like, Odin's Scourge Micro is failing him here. He has just 5 Mutalisks. Is he going to take down that Nexus? It looks like he's going to be forced to engage. Oh, man! Poor Mutalisk control there from Odin. Odin, of course, has to face just 2 Zealots in the front door, which I think are just causing damage for him. And Odin falling apart here. He's got his rally point for his hatcheries at Bisu's main base there. What is Odin doing? Oh, man, Odin not doing the Cholera build very well there. I know what he's trying to do now. He's trying to transition quickly from Mutalisks into Hydralisks. So he's getting up 5 hatcheries now. But he didn't have that second gas, so he lost a couple of drones to the Zealot harass. Didn't pick off anything of importance other than a couple of cannons. Didn't pick off the Nexus. And now he's sort of switching late into this Spire Hydralisk build. I just wish... what are these programmers thinking, not watching my replays? I mean, come on, you gotta find me on Icy Cup, or you gotta just figure out how Cholera plays, and then, but anyway.